Hey guys, we're back. Today we're coming at you with what I find to be the best folio cases for the iPads. This here is the M4 iPad Pro 13-inch, but you can find these cases in almost all of the iPads, from the older models, because these have been around for a couple years, all the way down to the Airs and even the budget model. So let's get right into it. The first one that I wanted to take a look at is from Apple itself. It's the Apple Smart Folio, $99 for this bad boy. And there's some good things about it, and some things, mostly the price, that I'm not too into. For one, it's super lightweight, very minimal. This thing is only 287 grams, so it's super light, and it's got this polyurethane, vegan leather. It's super smooth. It just feels very nice and premium. On the inside, you have a super nice suede microfiber. It literally feels like kind of like a hairy suede that you'd find on a nice sneaker, like nice Air Jordan, from what it reminds me of, like a Jordan 13. You can kind of just, by rubbing it, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I can see the lines in the suede or microfiber, whatever they're using. And with these folios, it just uses the magnets to stick right on there. So let's open it up. I do have an ESR screen protector on here, so that's something that still fits on there, and it has no issues with closing up, staying on there. And then you can easily throw the Apple Pencil on there, and it does start charging, but this flap has the auto awake feature, so make sure that your iPad's not losing juice while it's being covered. So super simple, covers the front, covers the back, nothing around the edges, so that is all completely open. But it just does have a nice build quality. Everything is kind of, cut perfectly. It's super thin, like I said, just probably some cardboard back there. Not much really to it. But that's kind of the thing. It's supposed to just be super light, super minimal, and have the Apple logo. So those are the pros. The cons that I found with this is, like I mentioned, it's extremely expensive at $99 for what it does. There's no protection for the Apple Pencil. So if you don't use an Apple Pencil, then you might love that, because there's not a flap that gets in the way of nothing on there if you're not using the pencil. But if you are using the pencil, like most people do with the iPad, then that kind of sucks. It's almost like, the same situation with the Magic Keyboard, is you got to worry about that getting knocked off. But it is what it is. Also, I've noticed here on the white model, maybe I should, kind of be used to that or expect that, but I'm getting a lot of just buildup or dirt showing on this. With it being white, one of the three colors that they offer, I don't care. Do something where it's not going to pick up these stains, because I don't even think I've brought this out of the house. This has kind of just been on a desk for a couple weeks, and it's already kind of looking like that. So could I buff it out with maybe a magic eraser? Yeah, probably. I don't see anything on the front, but I mean, I shouldn't have to after this amount of time period. I heard the white held up really well on the Magic Keyboard, so I don't know if that's just a different material. It probably is, just from judging from my black one, but I don't know. I was pretty disappointed with those marks. But then they also only have two other colors to choose from. So it's white, black, or a jean blue. So you can get this on Amazon. I'll leave the links in the description box below if you want to go ahead and pick that up. I do like this thing. It is super premium feeling on the inside, but other than that, it is what it is. These Apple cases tend to have a bad rep, but it does have a few tricks up its sleeve. So it does have 3 different positions now. So you have the standard, just viewing angle like we're normally used to getting, as well as that kind of drawing mode. But because of the magnets on here, the new magnets on the back of the iPad, you actually have another viewing angle that's just a little propped up a little bit differently. I would think this would be, for me, better used for just content viewing. So having it straight up, that might be better for taking a FaceTime call, and the other one I think is probably more appropriate for watching a movie. But I guess it depends on, where you're sitting, things like that. But it does give you another option that the old ones did not. Next in line is from a company, Pitaka. They make awesome cases for the iPhones, and I've never had one of their iPad cases. I know they've come out with so many cool different magnetic cases. I've just never checked them out in the past. But this one here is $59, so $40 cheaper than the Apple Folio. And it's got a different design on the front than we're used to with most Folios, because it does offer us 4 different viewing angles, which is pretty cool. I'll get to those in a second. Let's check out the inside. It's got a nice microfiber inside, just nowhere near as good as the Apple one. I think that's the best part of the Apple Folio case, is that the inside's covering, or like protecting the front and the back, which is great, but this is still really nice. It's a little bit heavier. This is 327 grams, so a tad bit heavier, but it's still really nice. Another feature on here is it has an Apple Pencil flap to protect it, but if you don't use an Apple Pencil, it's got a magnet here that you can totally just hide that away. So I've seen a lot of people that say, hey, I want a case that, doesn't have a big notch for the Apple Pencil. And I know this isn't, an all-around protective case, but this is the first thing that I've seen that says, hey, if you want to use the pencil, great, we got protection for that. If you don't, you can hide that away and still use it. So there's that. Covers it right up. And I like how thin this is. It's not bulky where it covers the entire pencil. To me, that just adds more weight with the bigger magnet and, just more materials in general. So I think the execution of this is really nice. The Pitaka, like I said, is a little bit heavier. It does have that extra material. The cardboard or whatever they use behind it is just a lot thicker than it was with Apple. So you can see, hopefully that's picking that up. Just the more prominence on that front and back as well. So it's on both sides. You don't get that nice Apple logo, whatever. You get a Pitaka logo. So this, like I said, has a few different viewing angles, and this design is kind of what sets that up. So let's take a look. We can put this flap down. This will stick to the back very easily, so you don't got to worry about that, but that just goes down right there. You can also flip it around, and there's your drawing mode, just like that. And then we can set it up vertically, which I guess if you're reading articles and stuff, cool on you. Like, that's probably the best use case for this vertical stand now. I mean, it was great when we had the camera up here, so I guess if you have a different model, then that would still be a good option for you. But now on the M4, I just don't need it in this, in this space again. But so when you have it like that, you can also turn it around again and set it up in this viewing angle. So the website shows all the different angles that it actually is. The portrait is 62 degrees. This is 57 degrees, where they're saying this is great for FaceTiming. And those other two that I showed you earlier, this one they say is best for web browsing and then the drawing mode. So kind of gimmicky. Do we really need all those? Probably not. Two of them were almost the exact same. The 57 degrees for the FaceTiming and the 53 degrees for the web surfing. To me, they were kind of the same, but hey, more options. I'm not going to say no to, I guess. So I think the standout features are those different angles, as well as this hideaway Apple Pencil flap. So that was a killer idea, in my opinion at least. So again, the flap makes it not too cumbersome. It gets out of the way when it needs to, and it's there when you need it. But the actual material on here, it's more textured than smooth like the Apple version was. It's still really nice, don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit different. If you like a little bit more of that textured feel, if we can pick that up on camera, not sure if we can. It's very close, just a tad bit of difference. But again, some of the cons on this one is it only comes in 3 colors, basically the same ones as Apple. You get white, black, and what they just call light blue. Looks like a North Carolina blue, which I love, but I want to see some more poppy, punchy colors. I know the entry level model iPad from Apple, they get some dope colors like yellows and bright pinks and stuff. Like, I want something like that. I think it would look really sick on the space black iPad, but we just don't have that yet. We'll leave a link in the description below where you can pick that up. So that's the second option. Another good one, but let's come in here with one more. This is from ESR. So this is pretty much the same deal. Just magnetizes in there, and the inside doesn't feel as nice. It's not horrible or anything, but it gets the job done. The outside is a lot more textured. It's pretty grippy, which I think could be a good thing. It's not going to slip out of your hand or anything like that. And it does have a flap for the Apple Pencil. Like I was saying with the Pitaka, I don't like when they're this big and covering up the whole pencil. I just think it's redundant. It just makes having a larger magnet, which adds more weight and more material, which adds more weight. So this is 408 grams, the heaviest of all of them. That will snap back there. But to be honest, this thing is 27 bucks, and they have a ton of colors. It was even cheaper on Prime Day. So the sales with ESR, they're always out there. And this only gives you 2 viewing angles. You literally just have, the watching content and then the drawing, just like your standard folio. That's what they're going to offer you. But it's 27 bucks for the white one, and they're cheaper in black. They have a ton of different colors. You can actually get this in I think 7 different colors. So you have a black, you have the white, you have a navy blue, lavender purple, silver grayish, and a light pink. So still, they're subdued colors, but at least you have a ton of options, unlike the Pitaka and the Apple version. So I wish they were brighter and punchier, like I said earlier. but you know, they're so cheap that you can literally get multiple different colors for cheaper than the Pitaka or the Apple one. So, you know, throw an extra all-around protective case in there, and a folio just for, you know, different moods that you're in. So, you know, having it so cheap, this is the one that I recommend. Even though I like these two products, the Apple one and the Pitaka one, more, I probably like the middle ground with the Pitaka at $59, but it's just so cheap, and it's a folio. It's not going to protect your iPad all the way around anyways. So, you know, let's spend more money on something that's going to give you more protection, or, you know, throw a pencil in there, something that's going to give you more value. You know, this has, you know, not great cutout lines, I feel like, all around, but again, the price is so good that I don't think you could really beat this one. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Again, the ESR, the Pitaka, and the Apple one. I'm going with the ESR. I give them a lot of crap for a lot of their other products, but I think they nailed this for what it's worth and what it does. So we hit 1,000. I should have said that earlier, but thank you to everybody that has supported me for the last few years starting this channel up. If you've liked a video, if you've shared one, if you've commented on something, I really do appreciate it, down from the bottom of my heart. This is something I just love doing for fun. You know, I don't have it down all the way just yet, but we finally hit 1,000. We're going to be growing more and coming at you with more videos, more product reviews, and if there's something specific that you guys want me to take a look at with an iPad or an iPhone, let me know. Until then, I'll catch you guys next time. It's Buck Life. Peace.